Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Matheny. Actually, it's still morning. It's 8:50 in the morning. Boy, what a big rally. Let's take a look at this. And really, I want to point out that we have closed the gap window from July 22nd, this gap back over here. The rally has come up and closed this window already. Let me spread this out a little bit so you can see. And I will get rid of some of these drawings. You can see we've already closed that window. And now we may have a chance to move up into this 552.85 kind of area just below this lower, larger gap window here. And it really comes down back into the play of these historical support resistance channels that are coming into play right here. We've closed this. We've moved up above the 550, 551 area that I talked about, how I needed to see that line in the sand, which was right here. We had to get back above this level in order to be bullish. Look at how important that level was. We gapped right through it into this move upward. And again, we're really talking about price acting functionally as a key indicator. This level was identified way back over here. As long as we stayed below it, we were going to be technically in bearish trending. When we rally above this level, which we got this huge gap this morning, big move to the upside, back above this level. And now, like I said, because we filled this lower gap, and because the SPY is already up 1.6, 1.7% today, with the Nasdaq up huge, 3.25% already, and has been higher, we could very easily, let me get rid of this and this, we could very easily move into that rolling pattern that I talked about over here. So it may still attempt to move a little bit higher. I think that 552.80, 552.50 area back up into this channeling area here may be a possibility. But at this point, we've had a very huge move after this deep selling. I think we've got to shake it out a little bit, find some support. Would not be surprised to see the markets roll or stall out here. But then again, like I said, tomorrow we get that big base rally pattern in a trending mode. And I think we're probably going to see it just, again, open in this area and move into a rally phase, possibly up into the 555, 556 area. But right now, what I need you to understand is that we are filling gaps. Okay. We filled this gap window here. This is very clean fill. We'll probably stall out a little bit, and then we'll move potentially maybe a little higher before rolling sideways. This is a big, beautiful reversion trade. And here, if we come down here to the 5-minute and 10-minute, this is 5-minute right now. You can see that we're still in a bullish phase. We're rolling over a little bit. We've got a rollover in my pressure indicator. We're well above the ultimate 382 levels here, have been since early this morning, actually late yesterday. We could get some roll, meaning rolling downward, possibly a little roll sideways here. We are getting weakening trend. You see how we've had this big rally phase here, now weakening trend. But I'm not 100% sure that this is going to move into a deep downward trend. I kind of think this bullish momentum has played efficiently today, and we will more than likely, when you see this big gap here, we've got to really try to stay above this level, this 543. And again, we need to really, this is where we open. This was our deep low this morning. So we would need to see something kind of off of this low up to this high. And again, we would come into the 382 to 50 level. So I'm going to come right down here, 382 to 50. Remember, I teach you guys this continually. This is our level of support that we've got to watch. So right now we are watching this call it 550 to 549.60 area. This level here as support. And that's what we want to see hold up throughout the rest of the day. And maybe we get a little waffling higher before we roll down. 553, 554 would be a fairly solid advance, up in this area for the move today. And that really goes back to, and I'll go to hourly so we can see it. But that really plays all the way back into this range of support back over here. So you can see how we're running across these channels and this rejection area here, coming across here. And then we have these channels here, which is, again, rejection. We see a little bit of rejection back over here. So I'll move this right up into this area. And then we have that midpoint area right over here, which you can see paused briefly. And this really doesn't have anything going forward, but it is very clear rejection to me right in this area. So there you go, guys. There's your kind of targets for right now. And if we were to take a look at this, come back over here, drag this down a little bit. So in reality, we need to see this 550 area hold, 549.50. That's the support level that I drew right here. You can see that right here, this box, that's got to hold. And then we have a target level up here at 553.16 roughly, 553.10, and another target up here at 554. So ultimately, when we take a look at this and we look at a daily, we're talking about moving back up into these areas. And you can see daily still hasn't changed, still bearish. But we're talking about moving, and where's our ultimate? There we go. So still bearish pullback, but bullish ultimate 382 trending, Fibonacci level. So we could easily rally very strongly above these levels. But seeing as though we're already, very strong, like I told you, a 3% move in the Nasdaq is huge. Those only happen maybe once or twice a year, if we're lucky. A 1.6, 1.7% move in the SPY is huge. Those may only happen 10, 12, 15 times a year. So we're seeing a very large, essentially reversion trade. And at this point, I would be very cautious of this area here. Like I said, we're still in bullish trending. We ultimately will stay in bullish trending as long as this 554 level, 555 level is not breached. We could roll, but I need you to be aware that this 550 level, 545, 544, not 550. This 550 level here is really where we need to watch price. If price gets down below this 550 level, call it 549.50, then we're below this level here, which was support. You can see the levels that I've drawn here. This was a rejection level, this was a rejection level, and this was a rejection level. So again, we need to stay above this level. Very difficult to predict what's going to happen if we get below this 549.50. If we do, we could see a pretty substantial pullback, maybe into these areas or higher if we get some new higher level. So, but right now, I mean, I have to say that, I think we're just going to maybe meander a little bit higher, maybe into 552, maybe into 553. And then I think we just consolidate into the end of the year above these levels. So be aware, folks, we've got a big move taking place, but, after this big move, I'm not saying it's going to go on forever, but I'm saying that this is a big pop move. This is just a pop move that I was expecting yesterday. But the news of the Israeli attack kind of delayed it, it stalled it, it disrupted it. And now you're seeing what pop actually looks like. This is, this is a pop trigger, folks. This is what it looks like. There's the Israeli delay, and there's your pop. A nice, solid, really 2 to 3% rally bar. And that's what we're going to be looking at here. I mean, you go out here to the daily chart again, it's going to look very clear. There's your pop. Big, solid rally bar taking place, gapping. And like I said, if I could, tell you what I think is going to happen, we're moving into that early vortex. So again, I'm expecting the vortex to build support, suck in foreign capital, and continue to rally back to the upside. We'll see how it plays out, guys. Okay, talk to you later.